So you're thinking about moving to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania? Well, you're in the right place. I've lived here my entire life, and I'm gonna give you the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything you need to know about living in and moving to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Let's do it. What's up? If you're new to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania and the surrounding Central PA area, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so you can get notified every time we come out with new content to keep you up to date on the current market here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm Derek. We're getting reached out to every single day from people like you and all these lovely people relocating to our area, and we simply love working with people and helping them make a smooth transition. So if you need to call, text, email, throw a rock through my window, send a carrier pigeon, whatever you need to do, please feel free to reach out. Love to help you transition here to Harrisburg and the Central PA area. And now we're gonna get into it, the pros and the cons. And I promise you, I was gonna give you some cons. I could go off on pros all day long because I love it here, but we're gonna give you some cons along with the pros. So we will start with something that that a lot of people might think of as a con. A lot of people don't like the weather. So you don't need these a lot of the time. And today is actually a good day for me to be doing the weather segment of this because it is overcast, like you will see a lot of the time here in central Pennsylvania. I think I heard somewhere we have 70 days of pure sunshine here in Harrisburg. So not a ton of pure sunshine, but it does keep it cool, blocks out the sun a little bit on hot days. Also, a lot of moisture and rain means we have really lush forests, a lot of moss, a lot of greenery. We do have 4 seasons. It's gonna get pretty hot up into 100 in the summer. And then we have a good spring, fall time, which it is right now. It's September when I'm recording this. This is my favorite time of the year. And it does get really cold in the winter also. You will have snow. We haven't had a ton of snow as of the last few years, but we do get snow here. And school closures are pretty common. You will have 2-hour delays and cancellations sometimes, but we don't freak out over a tiny bit of snow because we are somewhat used to it here. So you're gonna get the 4 seasons. You're gonna get some overcast days like this for sure. That's the weather here in Central PA. Things to do, tons of stuff to do outdoors. Obviously, the Appalachian Trail runs straight through central Pennsylvania. You can walk out your door and walk to Maine or Georgia. You see some other people out here enjoying the trail. Also deer hunting, huge thing if you like to hunt. Turkey hunting pretty much anything, but deer is a big thing. Trout fishing. We have rock climbing. I'm a big rock climber. And then lots of other entertainment stuff to do that's not outdoors. You have Hershey Park and all the Hershey attractions. Hershey Park, Dutch Wonderland, which is a kids amusement park. What else? Indian Echo Caverns. That's a big kind of cave cavern you can go into out that way. Renaissance Fair. There's Renaissance Fair. And we do have a lot of great restaurants actually. We used to not have that many, and now we have a lot more restaurants, especially Lancaster downtown. They have a lot of food and wine kind of festivals and arts festivals where you can walk into all the art shops and everything. You have community pools everywhere, so pretty much any township you live in. How's it going? Any township you live in, there's going to be a community pool. And kayaking, lakes, you can drive. Well, this is a big thing actually, and a big pro of Central PA. You can drive. You can be at the beach within about 3 hours. You can be in New York City within a few hours. You can be in Washington, D.C. for a few hours, within a few hours. The Jersey Shore is where a lot of us go to the beach in the summer, or Ocean City, Maryland, or places like that. You can drive down to the Carolinas and vacation within like 6-8 hours to be down there or more. You could drive to Florida if you really wanted to. We drive to Vermont a lot to go skiing. So if you want big mountain skiing, you can actually get there just driving. We do actually have skiing here at Ski Round Top. There's also like the first Thursday and the first Friday festivals in the downtowns in Harrisburg and Lancaster and those kind of places. They all have that. Shopping, there's outlets in Lancaster. Most of the outlets are in Lancaster, and Hershey has a big outlet center now. So if you want to go shopping, you got those kind of places. Hey, how's it going? You can tell it's September, best month. One con for sure, if you of all this glorious outdoorsness and lushness that we have, is if you have allergies, they might be hitting you in central PA. I definitely have some allergies in spring and fall, and sometimes even in the middle of winter or something. And who knows if it's the outdoor pollens and all that kind of stuff, but we do tend to have, if you have allergies, they might kick in here. It's not a good place as far as allergies go, probably. And the air quality, we're known to be a logistics hub, so allergies sometimes play a factor because of all the traffic we have going through Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, and the air quality from all the tractor trailers driving around sometimes get people on their allergies. So get your allergy medication game on point. You got the farm show complex in Harrisburg, where there's some of the, I've heard, I don't know exactly what the stat is, but some of the biggest cows and farm shows, and they got rodeos there, and then lots of other events in this big, huge complex that's there, the farm show complex. And they have circuses there and circuses elsewhere. Large concert center in Hershey, the Giant Center, Giant Foods, Giant grocery store is a big grocery store around here. So the Giant Center is a big stadium in Hershey where you would get to go see all the big acts if you wanted to see Justin Bieber or I don't know, Jim Gaffigan or anybody, comedy shows, music, whatever, anything that packs a stadium. That's where you would see it. That's, you know, 20-30 minutes from anywhere in central PA. You also have theaters, also the smaller venues, which are my jam. I'm much in older age, prefer a smaller theater. You have museums, the State Natural History Museum downtown Harrisburg. You also have the Civil War Museum that's in Harrisburg. And then you can also get to DC and Philly, which have awesome museums, parks and playgrounds all over the place. You got the Carlisle Fairgrounds in Cumberland County. That's huge they have some outdoor concerts. They also have a lot of food festivals and car shows. Anybody that lives in Carlisle or Boiling Springs or anywhere close to there knows when a car show is happening, because you're going to see a million Corvettes driving around. Traffic's going to be pretty horrible sometimes in some areas, but they, you know, and it's not always Corvettes, it's all kinds of cars, or it could be new cars or classic cars or all kinds of stuff. If you're into cars, Central PA is definitely a good place for you. We also actually have the Manheim Auto Auction, which is, I've heard, the largest auto auction on the planet. I don't know if that's true, but I know it's a very, very large one, and people come from all over the place to go, mostly dealers, but other people too, I'm sure, go to the Manheim Auto Auction. What else you got? You got fireworks on holidays over the river and all other places. Lots of townships and municipalities and cities put on fireworks for Labor Day and 4th of July. And then, like I said, you got New York City, Philly, DC, Pittsburgh's really nice now. That's about 3 hours west of Harrisburg to get to Pittsburgh. Philly is 2 hours. And then if you exhaust everything you can drive to, we also have Harrisburg International Airport, which is actually a great little airport. You hardly ever wait. They have tons of direct flights to the big airports like Denver, Atlanta, Chicago, all those kinds of places. So if you're going on vacation somewhere far, you got the Harrisburg International Airport like right there. You can also get to BWI, Baltimore International Airport, and New York. But if I'm flying, if at all possible, I'm going to try to go out of Harrisburg because it's right there. And then we also have Amtrak, which trains and buses go out of Harrisburg. You can catch trains and buses to pretty much anywhere, or just hop on the Appalachian Trail and hike to Maine or to Georgia. All right, so now it's raining outside, so let's head into the office.
All right, so we're dry, safe from the rain. And we're going to talk about the location. So first, I'm going to start with a con. We are not a big, huge city. Harrisburg is, I don't know, 50,000 people. So it's not a huge city, but you do have a few main metropolitan areas to choose from to find, you know, those downtown restaurants, art shops, and the downtown feel and all that stuff. So first you have Harrisburg, which is right here. It's on the right side of the river. And then you have Carlisle, and you have York, and you have Lancaster. and then kind of Lebanon to an extent. And Hershey is where Hershey Park is, although there's not a huge downtown to Hershey, not as big as these others. But you definitely have Harrisburg, Carlisle, York, and Lancaster are going to be the biggest cities and metropolitan areas around here. Nothing like Philly or New York or DC or LA or any of those places, or even like Portland, or a lot of places around are bigger than Harrisburg. So you're not going to have any huge metropolitan areas around here. So if you're into that, you're not going to get that here in Harrisburg. So another thing about here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, is this weird thing you can see right here is the Susquehanna River runs down, and you've got Dauphin County over here for the most part, and Cumberland County over here for the most part. That's not exactly accurate, but, and you'll see we call this the East Shore, East Shore and the West Shore. And traditionally, there's this kind of a divide. So the East Shore is kind of known as this, as more urban maybe. And then the West Shore is known as more rural or suburban. But the whole thing is kind of BS and stupid, frankly. And that's more old school. Us people that lived here a long time kind of see that, but anybody moving in doesn't matter. So, you know, back in the day, like people on the East Shore didn't like to go to the West Shore and vice versa, whatever, but it's not really a thing, but I would call it a con if it is a thing at all, because it's stupid. So, you know, it's probably known as more urban on the East Shore because Harrisburg City is on the East Shore. But as soon as you take that away, and both shores are pretty much the same. You've got little small towns, a little bit of a metropolitan area, and then the further east you go or the further west you go, the more rural and the more suburban, and then the further you get more rural. So the east-west divide is kind of a con and a stupid thing that I'm over. So now let's talk about some pros of the location. So the number one thing is, like I said, you've got anywhere here close to Harrisburg. In close is going to be more urban in the Harrisburg, in Lancaster, in York, in Carlisle. And then the further you go out from these places, you're going to get into suburban. So Mechanicsburg, good suburban area. Dillsburg is getting a little bit more rural the further down 15 you come. Same with going down 81. The further down here you go, the more rural. If you want something in the woods, here in the Michaud State Forest area is great. So a pro is in the Harrisburg area, and also on the East Shore, you've got rural areas and suburban areas and all that stuff. So a definite plus is that we've got, whether you like city living, suburban, townhouse, single family, if you want one of the neighborhoods that has like restaurants within it, if you want to live deep in the woods with lots of acres and nobody around you, we've got all that. So a lot to choose from here, whatever your taste is. And then another pro is that we actually, although we are not a major city, we're a big logistics hub here in central PA because we have a lot of highways converging here, and a lot of the stuff, any travel from north goes through PA to the south and vice versa. So we're a huge logistics hub, and we can reach a lot of the US population within a few hours from central PA. So I'll zoom out here and you can see, so you can get to Philly 2 hours, you can get to New York 3 hours, you can get to DC 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours, depending on who's driving and what the traffic's like. You can get to Baltimore in 1.5 hours. Baltimore Aquarium's awesome. You can even take cruises out of Baltimore port or whatever. Pittsburgh is 3 hours to the west. So you can get to Philly, third largest city, I believe, in the US. New York, biggest city, I'm guessing. LA, maybe the second. I don't know. I didn't look up the stats. Baltimore, awesome city. DC, awesome place. And all those places have lots to do. So if you need your fix of big city stuff, you can always take a day trip and drive or stay overnight or whatever. So that's a big pro. And then also the beach. We usually go, you can see the Jersey Shore over here. That's where a lot of us go. We just drive, you kind of pass Philly, and we all go to Jersey Shore. I go to Cape May. That's my spot. We've been going there since I was born, 43 years at this point. But Jersey Shore a lot. And then you can also drive. I mean, you can drive down to the Carolinas, about 8 hours down to the Carolinas, 6, 8, 12 hours. Then you can drive up to New York to ski or vacation or whatever. You can drive up. We drive up to Vermont. So very accessible with all our highways and just where we're located. A definite pro that you can get a lot of places from Central PA. Now let's talk about money. So for most people, your home is one of the biggest investments you're ever going to make. So you're definitely worried about what kind of return you're going to make or not make. But a con here in our area is you are not, if you're looking for an area where you can invest, buy a home, and it's going to go up by hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1 million in 1 year in some upswing of the market or something, that's not going to happen in our market. We're not New York City. We're not Silicon Valley or LA or maybe Atlanta or some of those places, Florida, that have these huge upswings and downswings and things where you can make huge gains. This is not going to be that place. But the pro of that is we're really steady here, and you're probably not going to lose your assets here either. We're really steady with employment and economically. We've got the state government here. We've got tons of military presence here, military bases. The naval depot in Mechanicsburg is one of the biggest naval depots in the country, maybe the planet, and that employs a lot of people. We have lots of colleges here. We've got Hershey Foods and other snack companies and candy companies. We're actually the unofficial snack capital of the world here. We've got a federal courthouse downtown in Harrisburg, so a federal government presence. And then we actually even have tourism. So Lancaster, like I may have mentioned before, is the second most visited spot in Pennsylvania after Philadelphia, and even beating out Pittsburgh, I believe. So because of the Amish, people like to see the Amish and all that stuff. And then Hershey Park, which is always expanding, and a really nice amusement park, and Dutch Wonderland also in Lancaster. So there's a lot to do there. So tourism. And then you also have medical centers. We've got the big Hershey Medical Center that's affiliated with Penn State. And then we have the Pinnacle Health System and Holy Spirit, and lots of that kind of stuff. So economically, we're really steady here. A con, you're not going to make some huge amount of money in a short amount of time typically, but it is going to be pretty steady, and we're nice and economically strong here in Central PA. Now, what's your commute going to be like? Commute time here in Harrisburg is not very bad. You can get, so I live in Boiling Springs, which is way to the west shore. As you saw on the map, I'm in like the Carlisle area. So pretty far west as far as Central PA goes. And I could get the whole way over to Hershey Park in about 45 minutes. I can get down to the river in about 20 minutes. So most people can get to wherever they're going to work, or a store, or Walmart, or the mall, or whatever, within 15, 20 minutes to get to these things. And if you have to drive, from one side of Central PA to the entire other side of Central PA, you're still looking at only like 40 minutes to an hour or so. And then even in heavy traffic at rush hour times, it's not super terrible. It's definitely not like Philly or New York or LA or any of that kind of traffic. So the picture behind me, you don't really see that much. It does happen. You will get some backups during rush hours, sometimes going in and out of the city centers. But in general, commutes aren't bad. And as far as public transportation goes, we have buses and an Amtrak station in downtown Harrisburg. So if you need to go out a little further from Central PA, you can catch a bus or Amtrak, a train outside of the area. And then locally, there are buses. There is a bus line. I'm not sure how well it runs. I don't use it, but it definitely runs most of Dauphin and Cumberland County. So if you needed to use buses to get around, you could do that. And then obviously you have Uber and all that stuff. So commute times, not too bad, but rush hours could get a little backed up.
So a lot of people ask about the political climate because it's the state capital here. And I can tell you that in central Pennsylvania, it is on the conservative side. And then when you go out to Philly, it's an urban center, and it tends to be a little bit more liberal there. I think Pennsylvania as a whole tends to vote on the liberal side, but central Pennsylvania is a little bit more on the conservative side, which is not to say that if you are a liberal, you can't live in central Pennsylvania. It's not shoved in your face. There aren't a lot of demonstrations elections or anything going on. I'm not a big political person, and I am right at home here, so I think whichever side you lean on, you'll be fine here. And if you want to get involved, the state capitol is right here. You could get involved if you wanted to, but it's not shoved in your face.
So now the good stuff. What are you going to get for your money if you're moving here? So we're going to do a few different price ranges. I'm going to show you what you get at $250,000, $500,000, and $1 million here in central Pennsylvania. And I'm going to add my screen here, and I already have up the 250 price range in Cumberland and Dauphin County. These are coming soons and active listings. A note that these are not my listings. I mean, one of mine might come up in all of this stuff we're doing here, but in general, these are not my listings. We're in Bright MLS, the multi-list here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and the surrounding areas. So you're getting direct access into that, and we're just doing a search at what's available right now in these price ranges. So we're at 250 here. See, there's a split level, only one picture. That's not a good sign, although it's coming soon, so sometimes they withhold the pictures for a little while. Here you got a bi-level, 4-bed, 2.5 bath. Looks a little bit dated. Got those the kind of 90s wood cabinets, probably built in the 90s, I'm guessing, but not too bad. Baseboard heat, may or may not have central air. Here you got another bi-level. 1-car garage you can kind of get in that price range. You should be able to get a 1-car garage. This looks like a complete flip, this one. So that's probably ready to go. People are going to be fighting over that right now. Here's another split level. 1-car garage, 3-bed, 2.5 bath. That one doesn't look too bad. Might need some paint. Another split level. Here's an old farmhouse. So for $250, you could get yourself old farmhouse. Looked like it was brick, but I think it's actually siding. Got the original, pretty much a lot original. Kitchen's not original, but probably needs replaced along with a lot of other things. So if you wanted a fixer-upper farmhouse for $250, there you go. Another bi-level, 1-car garage. There you go, nice little ranch. You'll see a lot of these little ranches around here. You used to be able to get one of those for around maybe even at $200, but these days they are creeping up more to that $250 if it's a nicer one. Let's see how this one's looking. Not spectacular, but maybe they'll get $250 of it. I don't know. I haven't run comps for that house particularly. Here's another house there. Looks like some kind of split level or bi-level. Here's a normal 2-story that actually has a 2-car garage. And then there's a few more, but that gives you an idea what you're going to get for $250. And most of these are in regular neighborhoods on maybe like a 1/4 acre. This one's 0.19 acres in a neighborhood. So that's typically what you're going to get. You might look out with something on a bunch of acreage, but all depends what you want. So now let's look at 500. Okay, so now we're at 500,000 in Cumberland and Dauphin County. Again, not townhouses, single family houses. Here you've got one 5-bed, 4.5 bath, 2-car garage. Looks a little bit dated, maybe built in the 90s or early 2000s. Some of it's updated. Depends on your taste, whether you would have to do something with it. Here you have another one that looks like brand new construction. That's a brand new house, I think, for $510. Brand new construction again, brand new construction again. What's this one? This is a resale, but it's a brand new home. Garmin Builders is a builder in the area. If you're looking for a new home, they're really good. Hit me up and I'll turn you on to the different neighborhoods. There's another new home, that looks like a new home there also. Let's see, is that a new? Yeah, that's a model. So that's a brand new home, brand new home, brand new home, brand new home. So I don't think there are any resales. Wow, at exactly 500. But you can see 500, you did see that one resale here. You're getting 5 beds, 4.5 bath, around 3,000 square feet. This one's on a 1/2 acre. A lot of times in that 500,000 range, you might be able to get more up into a 1/2 acre or so. And then obviously new construction right now, the market is nutso. So as you can see, there's not much for sale. And I did pretty specifically just 495 to 510. So there might be a few outside of that, but still you can see that there isn't much available right now. And building would probably be the better bet if you were building a $500,000 house right now. So let's look at 1 million. $1 million. What can you get for 1 million bucks here in central Pennsylvania? Here we have one in Mechanicsburg. Looks nice. You got a 4-car garage. Looks like it's a 4-bed, two full baths, 2 half baths, 4,000 square feet above grade. I'm guessing it's got some finished basement. You can see the aerial there. It's got a pool. I'm guessing it's probably on 3.3 acres. So that's a nice little property there for 900. Here's one in Harrisburg for 900 again, 5,000 square feet, 1.1 acres. So you can see a trend there. When you get up to the 1 million-ish price range, you're probably going to have an acre or a couple acres or so. Most people in that price range want a little bit bigger of a property and a little bit more space between them and their neighbors. Another one, this one's 5-bed, 3.5 bath. Little bit dated, again, like those other ones we were looking at in the 250 range. A lot of these are probably early 2000s built or 1990s built, so they might need some updating. But you can also see that we do have resales here. So there are more resales available than the 500,000 actually, which is surprising. But you can also, here's new construction, I think I saw another, here's new construction. So here's new construction. So if you wanted to build a brand new million-plus house, you could do that as well. Let's check this one out. Lemoyne, this is close to my office, close to the river. So if you wanted something close to the city, but not in the city, this would be great. 935 for 7 beds, 6 full baths, and 2 half baths. Wow. And 5,600 square feet. Let's see what it looks like. Just like the others, little dated, 1992 this one was built. So depending on your taste and how updated you need everything to be, you might need to do some work, but it looks like it's in good condition and could be used the way it is right now. See if we can find an aerial of this thing. Maybe not. Probably has a finished basement, I'm guessing. And then some of these are going to be out in the country. The Hummelstown, that's out by Hershey. That one's 900 for a 5-bed, 4.5 bath, for 3,600 square feet. And it doesn't say the acreage there, so I'm not sure how big the lot is. But Hummelstown is a nice area. That's out by Hershey, like I said, in Dauphin County. Again, same deal here, built in 97. So a lot of the homes you're going to find, the resale homes you're going to find for sale are going to be in the 90s and early 2000s for the higher price ranges predominantly. And then the lower you go, you'll probably find more older homes. So that's what $1 million gets you here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and the surrounding area. Again, a disclaimer real quick that those are not necessarily my listings. I'm just in the multi-list searching those price ranges, and that's what's available right now in September of 2021. So now you have an idea of what you can get for the 250, the 500, and in the $1 million plus. Hit me up if you need to go look at anything.
So there you have it. But there's a whole lot more to know about living in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So make sure you tap the subscribe button and push the little bell so you get notified every time we come out with new content about Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And in the meantime, please feel free to reach out to me, call me, text me, email me, throw a rock through my window, send a carrier pigeon, whatever you need to do. I love helping people transition smoothly to the central Pennsylvania area, and I look forward to speaking with you. And until next time, see you later.